Travis Walton's alleged alien abduction story remains one of the most enduring and controversial tales within UFO lore. His experience, which took place on November 5, 1975, was thrust back into the spotlight during the pilot episode of Expedition Files, which premiered on the Discovery Channel on October 30, 2024. The show revisits cold cases, including Walton's mysterious disappearance and the sensational events that followed. At the time of the incident, 22-year-old Walton was working with 6 other loggers in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest in Arizona. As they were driving back to their hometown of Snowflake, Arizona, they encountered what appeared to be a saucer-shaped craft hovering near the road. Curious and perhaps recklessly, Walton exited the truck and approached the craft, only to be struck by a beam of light which allegedly threw him several feet into the air and rendered him unconscious. Walton's colleagues, panicked by the event, fled the scene but returned shortly after only to find him missing. His disappearance triggered a large-scale search involving local law enforcement and volunteers, capturing national media attention. 5 days later, Walton reappeared near Heber, Arizona, claiming to have woken up on the side of the road. Walton's account of alien abduction. Walton recounted waking in a room resembling a medical facility, surrounded by short, bald creatures. He described a struggle with these beings before being led by a humanoid figure into another room, where he was restrained and lost consciousness again after a mask was placed over his face. His detailed narrative included descriptions of the interiors of the spacecraft and the beings' appearances, which added layers of intrigue and skepticism to his story. Following his return, Walton's account was met with skepticism and allegations of fabrication. However, Walton and his work crew underwent several polygraph tests, administered by credible organizations including the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization and the National Enquirer, which they reportedly passed. Critics, however, pointed out inconsistencies and potential errors in the testing procedures and accused Walton of deceiving the polygraph. Walton's story was adapted into a book titled The Walton Experience, which later inspired the 1993 film Fire in the Sky. Despite the controversies, Walton has continued to share his experiences in various media, including documentaries and interviews, most notably on platforms like the Joe Rogan Experience. Now in his late 60s and residing in Snowflake, Arizona, Walton leads a relatively quiet life, though he occasionally speaks at UFO conventions. His story continues to be a topic of debate among skeptics and believers alike.